Like we always do run about this time. Time for us to get into our moments in current affairs. That's brought to us by all these news items, which we get to analyze, get to look through, and also get to appreciate for what it is or what they are.
We are extraterrestrial. We are KNR.
Well. On a Friday, let's find out who is doing what where. A 38-year-old Anne Syria allegedly blew up the oil warehouse where she worked because she was angry at her boss. Reports reveal that Anne set a piece of paper alight before throwing it on top of a fuel container. She was arrested after she confessed to the crime to the police. Disgruntled employee sets the warehouse alight after her boss stressed her out. Well, she has been arrested and charged with arson after she decided to set her workplace alight. She later confessed to police and explained that she had done it because she was fed up. Reports that CCTV footage captured the former head of warehouse walking into the building with what appeared to be a piece of paper. Another clip shows the flame starting, flickering at the top of the container warehouse, which stores thousands of liters of oil tanks. The publication reports that the blazing fire cost 900,000 pounds, that's about 19 million rand worth of damage due to highly flammable oil. It reportedly took 40 fire engines over 4.5 hours to put it out. And more than 10 houses near the warehouse were also destroyed, while one villager suffered burns to her arm, but is doing fine now. Thailand's Major General Chow Chow Min said that this is the second time a fire has started from this factory. The woman has been working for Prapacorn Oil for 9 years. She said her former employer complained to her and caused her stress every day, and she did not expect the fire she started to cause this level of damage. No, I'm just going to light a few oil tankers on fire. Shouldn't be that bad. The issue of the nationality of one of the 6 men accused of killing Gauteng health whistleblower Babita Deokaran was resolved on Thursday, with his mother in KwaZulu-Natal verifying he is South African. Phakamani Hadebe, Zita Hadebe, Phindandlovu, Sanele Mbele, Simpiwe Mazibuko, and Siphakanyiswa Dladla were arrested for killing Deokaran outside her home in South Johannesburg in August. They are applying for bail in the Johannesburg Magistrates Court. The case has been postponed to Thursday to verify the nationality of Ndlovu, with State Prosecutor Steve Rubin previously advising the court that he initially told the investigating officer he was Zimbabwean. He then made a U-turn on his claim. Rubin told the court that a Home Affairs witness could not be in court, but said that the state and defense had agreed that an affidavit by the mother of the accused would be sufficient. Advocate Peter Wilkins for the defense read the affidavit into the record, and the mother confirmed that she gave birth to Ndlovu in rural KZN. In her affidavit, the mother stated that she is self-employed traditional healer. Magistrate Simon Sibanyoni postponed the case to 20th of December, saying there was much to consider. Deokaran's brother Rakesh was present in court with another male relative. They became emotional when the accused arrived in court from the holding cells. Rakesh said he felt that he needed to be in court for the proceedings. A former court clerk who's 53 years old has lost it all after her employer unfairly dismissed her in 2012 and still failed to honor 2 court orders to reinstate her. Sophie Gianna is holding on to 2 binding court rulings ordering her reinstatement after she was unfairly dismissed by the Department of Justice from her position as an admin clerk working in Pretoria's Magistrates Court. She has been without employment for 9 years and has since moved into her mother's back room in Siyabuso, Mpumalanga, along with her 2 adult children. In the process, she has lost her 5-bedroom home in Pretoria and her car. She now relies on her mother's old age pension for financial support. Her siblings also chip in. Gianna was, According to the findings of the Commission of Conciliation, Mediation and Arbitration, the CCMA, and those bargaining council, unfairly dismissed by the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development 9 years ago, after having worked for the department since 1987. Gianna was the department still has not reinstated her as per order of the CCMA after the General Public Service Bargaining Council also found her dismissal unfair in 2014. Her axing followed an internal disciplinary hearing, which found her guilty of theft and dishonesty. It was alleged that she tried to solicit 9,000 rand from a client in return for assistance on a case. She was arrested by the police in 2011 and charged with corruption. The Special Commercial Crimes Court in Pretoria found her not guilty on all charges. The past 9 years without a job have left her depressed and sick. She says, "I'm not well. This unfair dismissal took away everything that I had. I've had to move out of my 5-bedroom house in Pretoria West. I couldn't pay the bond anymore. My car was repossessed, and I lost my medical aid and life insurance policies," she said. Recent times, you might have heard a lot being spoken about the seismic testing and Shell looking to establish a base here on our wild coast where they will be digging for oil. Mineral Resources Minister Gwede Mantashe has defended Shell's seismic surveys, accusing opponents of wanting to deny Africa growth. Mantashe and the Petroleum Agency of South Africa briefed the media on Thursday on developments in oil and gas. There has been growing opposition to Shell's plan to perform seismic surveys on the Wild Coast. Mantashe said seismic surveys had been undertaken for decades globally in search of oil and gas. He has questioned why environmentalists are suddenly opposing it when it's done in South Africa. Could it be that this is an extreme pure love for the environment or an unrelenting campaign to ensure that Africa and South Africa do not see the investment inflows they need? He has detailed the mitigation measures before seismic operations are concluded. Should there be a marine animal species that enters the 500-meter exclusion zone, operations are halted. Mantashe said South Africa deserved the opportunity to capitalize on its natural resources without objection. He says, "I cannot help but ask, are these objections meant to ensure the status quo remains in Africa in general, in South Africa in particular? That is, the status quo with regards to energy poverty, high unemployment, high debt to GDP ratio, and country level and economics that are not growing." And finally, further afield in this beautiful continent of Africa, UN peacekeepers in the DRC have signed an agreement with the country's armed forces to facilitate joint operations against armed groups troubling the east of the vast nation. The guidelines for joint operations set down procedures for enabling operations by the UN mission MONUSCO and the FARD, as the Congolese army is known. The accord was signed at the Congolese Army headquarters on Tuesday by the country's armed forces chief of staff, General Celestin Mbala, and the commander of the UN forces in the DR Congo. It fills a long-standing void for a coordination mechanism at the operational level, Da Costa said. On that note, that comes to the end of our current affairs.
We are extraterrestrial. We are KNR.